Hi.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Aditya.
Hey, hi, Abhishek. Great. Ma'am, obviously, that day, since you couldn't complete our conversation fully, one obviously wanted you to join in and see the platform as a teacher, unlike that day when you joined as a student, and obviously, we couldn't do the call in full detail. Agenda for the call, really, ma'am, is to one, introduce the platform to you. Spend Abhishek will probably take 10, 15. Abhishek, by the way, is one of our teaching assistants who help teachers come on board and help them in the initial journey. Because while the platform is very intuitive, ma'am, as you will see, everything's click of a button.
Right.
But early on, it's also a change of habits, correct, from what you're doing. That's one. Second is, ma'am, I think as I was articulating that day, uh, our objective is to bring learning interventions into classrooms to make classroom teaching more effective, correct? And that's where the TAs come in, because they will help you think through, strategize a little in terms of what you can do in the classrooms, which will make your classes more active, more social from a student perspective, as we spoke about that day.
Right.
So uh, before we get on to the demo where Abhishek kind of shows you how this works, also want to check, Pam, Muslim, we couldn't complete our conversation. But any questions, anything that we didn't talk about that day, anything that is top of mind for you that you want me to address?
Not at this point. Actually, I was just going through all the icons on the right.
Yes.
So,
Awesome. So over to Abhishek then. Let's
yeah,
go through
I think
that
I'll,
and then figure out
yeah,
the path ahead. Perfect, ma'am.
right, right.
Over to you, Abhishek.
Yes, ma'am. So you've joined the platform, like Aditya was saying, as a teacher today. And on the right, you can see all the icons and you can see all the buttons. So you can just, hover your mouse over those buttons and see what they stand for, and you can just see. So, like from the top, you'll basically see like the video, the mic, muting all button, and then you will see a modes button. I think that is where the features of this platform start. So first, you will also see a digital whiteboard. So this is in a very basic stage currently. Ma'am, for your online classes currently, do you use like a digital whiteboard or a whiteboard?
Not so much.
Uh-huh. So okay, sure, ma'am. So
Yeah.
what do you generally use, like if you want to write down something?
I have been very old school, so I write it down and then share it.
Just show it to the, yeah, that also works, ma'am. So we have that also, we have a feature for that as well over here. So when you'll just go down there, you will see small QR code icon there, right?
Right.
So yeah, so that is what we do is generally teachers and students now what they're doing is they're clicking pictures of their notes and they're sending it over WhatsApp or something, right? But to make it easier, to make it more smoother, we have this feature where at the click of a button, if a student clicks, for example, you gave them a problem to solve, you gave them something to write on their notebooks, they can just click, see it directly over here. So it's a very simple app, and the students just have to click one pic and it will be uploaded here. So I'll just try and upload something. I'll just take a picture of my keyboard and I'll click on upload. So you'll see that it's been uploaded instantly. So you can see above my name there is a small red color one. So you can click in that and see what I've uploaded. That way you can, so that way all of your students can actually upload their notes, upload whatever they have written, and you can check, for example, if it's the homework and you want to check it in class. So you can ask your students to just click a picture of the answers and you can see it within the class and assess them right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are some of the features.
I just opened this whiteboard, so I think
Haha.
I had this question about some of the options here. I don't
Haha.
know how to close it.
So closing is again from where you open the whiteboard, right? If you just click on it again, it will get closed. Yeah,
Got it.
perfect. Yeah. Then we also have a in-house quiz feature. So we haven't added anything yet, but it works like a normal quiz where you can conduct it in class and you can see the students. It will be an MCQ quiz. You can also have subjective questions. So that is the quiz feature we have there. And then the normal ones like share screen, and this is something which the younger kids and even we currently like, the gestures, right? So the
Right.
thumbs up and thumbs down. It's a fun feature. And one more interesting feature, if you see, is you can see a green circle around my video and Aditya's video. So that
Right.
is like, we call it the Babel meter. So it's just like which student speaks more in the class, their meter will keep on increasing. So now that I'm speaking, mine is just racing, and Aditya's is still at one
Right.
point. Yeah.
Right.
So at the start of the class, everyone will start off with red, and like since more and more students ask questions and who is giving more answers, they will see that it's getting greener. So it just motivates the students to speak in class. So even if their videos are off, you can still see that they are engaging or not engaging. If it's
Okay.
red, and so if they keep doing this, right? So it's vibing. So if they agree with someone's point, they can vibe with each other. They can, you know,
Hmm.
yeah. So all this keeps the engagement high. So that's what we're aiming here to do.
Okay.
So
That's
that is
good.
about our platform. If you have any questions, like happy to. This is the raise hand feature, and you will see a small OK button also. So after you've answered my questions, you can click on that OK. So now I can see the teacher acknowledged your question. So you think
Got
this
it.
will be helpful for our students? Maybe your students will like this, and
Yes, why not? This is very good.
yeah. So that was that, ma'am. And then, ma'am, have you seen this quiz and assessment tool called Jeopardy, which a lot of our teachers have been using? So I'll just show it to you, ma'am. So like we told you about the learning interventions and learning tools, right? So I'll just give you an example of one of the tool. So if a teacher wants to revise a chapter or revise a topic using some quiz, and you also want it to be rigorous, right? With some questions and answers. So we've started using this tool. We have a pro version of it. It's called Jeopardy. So I'll just share my screen and show you how it looks like.
Okay.
Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Why does it say that you are elsewhere?
Yeah, so that is also another feature, ma'am. So if I go to a different tab, or if your students, like if they are in a class but they go to YouTube or Facebook while in the meeting, so it will show that the child is elsewhere and they're not concentrating on the class.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I'm in another tab I've opened Google or I've opened something else, so you can see that they're elsewhere. So for example, if you ask them a question and they are searching it on Google, so you will know that they have gone elsewhere.
Got it.
Yeah. So here as an example, I'll just take one of a topic here. So just click play on a game. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So how this works is you can have the how much ever students are in your class, you can choose that much number, right? So if there are 5 people, you can choose 5, or you can even divide them into teams. So here, what we have is there's also a buzzer mode. I'll not show it now, but what your students can actually do is they can join this meeting from their phones, and everyone will have the buzzer option on their phones. So this is like the game board, and behind every block there is a question. So how we play this is the student chooses. So you can also divide these six into different topics, right? So on the top now the topics are blank, but you can have subtopics as well. So you can have magnetic effect, you can have current. So you can divide it. And if the student says the second column means third one, then the question pops up. Now this is the question, and now your students have to solve it, and whoever buzzes first, they will give the answer. And if they have given the right answer, you will click on the green tick mark and they will get 200 points.
Abhishek, you're reconnecting.
Can you hear me, guys?
I can hear you. I'm not sure if ma'am can. I think ma'am's having a little bit of a. Minjal ma'am, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, Aditya. I can't.
I'll just refresh.
I think he'll join back in. I hope you can hear me, ma'am, clearly though.
Yes, yes, I can.
Same here. I can actually even see you very clearly.
Yeah.
So, Minjal ma'am, while we wait for Abhishek to come back, correct? Just continuing our conversation that day, as I remember, you said you have 15 odd students who come to you for science. There are some who are for the first to eighth grade, and then ninth and tenth, correct? And you said you don't take more
Yes.
than four in a group. Uh, तो
Yeah.
मिंजल मैम अभी 9th 10th के कितने बच्चे हैं फर्स्ट टू 8th के कितने हैं बिकॉज यू नो द ओल्डर एज ग्रुप्स लाइक 7th 8th 9th 10th में कितने होंगे आउट ऑफ दोस 15.
I have about seven in the eighth standard,
Hmm. And the ninth
and
standard?
then ninth standard I have three.
Okay. And 10th?
Tenth I have only one right now.
Okay, got it. So 11, and then obviously the younger age groups, you've got some students who come one on one. I'm assuming
Yeah.
the very young ones don't come in a group. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, ma'am.
Right.
The other thing was, ma'am, how much, approximately what kind of fees do you charge?
So I charge 10,000 for all subjects,
Hmm.
and then if you take only science, then it's 3,000 until eighth standard, and then ninth and tenth it is 5,000.
5,000 for the month, correct?
Yes.
Correct, ma'am. And these are all from ICSC, correct? I would assume.
ICS.
No, got it. Abhishek's back. Ma'am, but just before I give it back to Abhishek, just to check, you did get a sense of jeopardy, correct? As Abhishek was trying to show, or
I
do you want to
did.
see? Now, ma'am, to us, you know, the multiple choice quiz in the classroom, Jeopardy, these are all interventions in the classroom, correct? The whole
Right.
objective is to kind of keep adding new interventions so that
Mm-hmm.
online teaching can be more engaging, you know, as simple as that.
Right.
Because we believe if it's engaging, children will participate more. When they participate more, they will learn more. There is just no, you know, no second theory, nothing else that we're doing here, correct? Obviously, like I was telling you, online, getting students, marketing yourself is also a different and a unique challenge. While it sounds very cool that sitting out of, you know, wherever you are,
Mm.
you're able to kind of teach a child in Delhi, Pune, everywhere. But practically, for that to happen, for children to really sign up in Minjal Ma'am, correct, in Bombay, uh, first you have to be discovered, correct? That offline word of mouth needs to become
Right.
online, correct? So that also is a journey, which, ma'am,
Correct.
we are good at, correct? That's something we understand well. So our assumption is that teachers will
Okay.
come with us. One will continue teaching online. We will help them generate demand. Some of them obviously is coming to them already because of the 15 kids that in your case that you already have, and you know some of those students will refer new students. That's one part. But then the other part is where we help you get discovered by students across the country as well, correct? Which is what our agenda is. But for us to really be able to help, our you know immediate assumption is that a teacher will use these learning interventions in the classroom, whatever help they need in terms of customizing them from our end, thinking through, you know, that I'm teaching magnets. What can I use, correct, to
Right.
kind of bring these learning interventions? That we are happy to spend time with the teacher. That's why, you know, Abhishek's here, correct, in terms of handholding
Right.
for the
Right.
initial part of the journey.
Right.
Correct? But the trick is really using those learning interventions in the classroom because we believe that is the true differentiator. You know, from a visibility, from a parent standpoint, that my child goes for three tuitions, but Minjal ma'am's classes are so unique and so different, whereas the others are very much very, you know, teacher bolta hai, bacha likhta hai, correct? Or she's writing on a whiteboard
Right.
and they're just making notes. So for
Right.
us, that element is very, very critical to stand out, correct? And I'm
Right. Right.
reiterating because philosophically, if we are not aligned, correct, then we are
Mm.
actually telling teachers that maybe we are not the right partners. So unlike the
Right.
Zooms and the Google Meets of the world, which are great video calling platforms, we built an online tool only for tutoring. But then we
Right.
believe using these interventions will make it supremely powerful, correct? And obviously, it's a journey. It's not that just because you do one quiz, children come in. It is that little
Correct.
tweak to how you do your classes. But once it becomes a part of the system, people start talking about it. They say, you know what? There is this one teacher who does it so differently. And my child's looking forward to go to the class and he's unwell, you know, or whatever push comes shove, he's ready to miss anything else but not miss Minjal Ma'am's class.
Right.
That's really our end objective that we're trying to get to. So, you know, we did speak about it a little bit briefly last time, but I just want to reiterate that
Yeah.
currently we are also trying to partner with only like-minded teachers, not trying to go after hundreds of teachers. Very clear, in a Bombay, want to work with only 15, 20 teachers, not more. Make them huge successes. You know, for example, in your case, if you're at 15, try and see if you can get you to 25, 30 in 6, 9 months, correct? Because then you, on our behalf, will tell someone that, you know what, I actually grew with him and I can see the benefit of what we're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
Sanjay Maria, he went live with that FM.
Any questions, any thoughts, ma'am?
Yeah, so how does this
How
whole
does he
thing
get all these
work?
things?
I
Got
know
it.
you told me 80-20%, etc. So,
Yeah. Actually, so the next steps
How he got
logically are, so one is we work only with tutors who have at least 15 children, 1 5, which in your case, you just about make the cut as you told me. And I'm sure you may be adding some more, one or two every month, whatever pace that you do organically. Uh, so once teachers qualify from a, and your fee points okay, your number of students are okay, so we're good there. The second is, ma'am, Abhishek from our end would attend one of your classes, correct? Any, your ninth graders, eighth graders, clearly, because you have many there. If he can attend one session as just a silent observer to see how the session goes, and that is again to get a sense: is this teacher someone we can work with? Because we've met some very successful teachers. They're very good at what they do, but they don't want to even tweak their style of teaching at all.
hmm,
And we are not really asking for tweaks in style of teaching. We're saying, are you accommodating students? Are you listening to them? That's the kind of teacher we are looking for because it reflects on us as well. Correct? The open house is 15 teachers in Bombay. They're all spectacular. Correct? That's really our thought process. So,
right,
ma'am, the next steps really are one, Abhishek attends a class whenever you're doing on any topic, doesn't matter. He'll just be a silent observer for us to say that Minjal ma'am kind of meets all our criteria, which from a number standpoint you do, but from a class observation, that's one thing he does. In parallel, ma'am, we start working on your website. We start working on, so we believe today if you're even sending out a message in WhatsApp groups saying, what, there is Minjal ma'am who teaches 8th to 10th grade, this is what I charge. Can it be done more professionally? Instead of being a
hmm,
SMS, can I, like just a 3 line message, can it be with an image? Correct. Can it talk about your teaching philosophy? And we'll show you some of the work we've done for teachers. We think उसी से इतना फर्क पड़ जाता है ना, that first impression when a parent
right,
sees someone sending this random 4 line ki main इस society में I teach at my house, and the other is saying, why don't you come, this is what I do, this is where my students come from, whatever the teacher feels will influence students to come, correct?
right,
So
right.
we start some work there. Actually, ma'am, in your case, and again, on the numbers bit, if there are 50, not, as we spoke about the 15 kids, we could also look at a sandbox approach, which I'm happy to send you some details on, and then probably line up a call in course of this week once Abhishek has attended your session. In sandbox, ma'am, what we're doing is we're partnering with teachers for 2 3 months,
Mhm.
telling them, "आज आपने Jeopardy देखा, ma'am, correct? We showed you Jeopardy. That's a game,
Right.
but we're developing different tools like Jeopardy there,
Mm-hmm.
correct? And we are
Mm-hmm.
releasing them to teachers. Now,
Okay.
before we release them en masse, we actually work with only 15 20 teachers across the country to use these interventions in the classroom first.
Got
वो
it.
कहते हैं आज मैं for example you're teaching your 8th grade class, so we say, ma'am, we've developed a new game called Twiz, can you use it in your classroom? It's a 10
Hmm.
20 minute thing, whatever the time being, right? You use it in your classroom and you give us feedback. Did it really work? Did you really see the excitement in students? Did you really see it helping students, or was it like कि ये सुनने में अच्छा था but effectively didn't work, correct?
Hmm.
So for teachers, tutors who do that with us, we actually even pay them to do. So interestingly, we are paying tutors 1,000 rupees for every class that we give them learning interventions to implement in. Correct. So that's another partnership. Happy to speak about if it makes sense for you. That's a 3 month project that we're doing with some tutors across the country. Again, a small number, but there the expectation is the tutor will definitely use the intervention that we give them and then give us feedback. Correct? Yeah, you know
Okay.
what? As you guys think about it, science में ये नहीं चलेगा. Science ninth grade, this thing doesn't really help children. Now
Right.
that, coming from you will help us just make our learning interventions better. So
Right.
उसको हम sandbox teachers कहते हैं, मैम. We already have a team of 11 teachers there looking for our last 9, and then we plan to again, just work with those 20 because it's a lot of work, correct? Working with teachers. Not sure if you'd be interested in it, but we've seen teachers like the excitement of working and doing something new, unique. That's one. And second, obviously, there are commercials to it, which they just have to continue teaching the regular classes. We're just saying use
Mm-hmm.
the learning interventions of classrooms, and we pay you to use them.
Okay.
So not sure if that is interesting for you or not, but if it is, happy to discuss it in the next call, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay. I need some time to think about this.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And let me then get back to you, and then we take things forward.
That's perfectly okay, Minjal ma'am. I have
Yeah.
3 points of, I just want to make 3 points if it's okay with you, correct, before we kind of So one is, I'm not sure if I that day did I send you the website and the stuff that we've done for our teachers?
Yes, you do.
I did, correct. So you've got seen some of our work
Yes.
per se, and did I send you the video link as well of how a open house meets online looks like a 1 2 minute video which has a game on with students participating? Did we send you the same or no? I'm
Let
not sure.
me check one second. The video, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Um,
Let me also just check because I'm. No, I don't think so. I sent you the video, ma'am.
yeah, I don't think. Even I've not
So,
seen the video.
so let me send you the video as well. It gives you like a 1 1.5 minute feel of how classroom in action looks like
Mm-hmm.
online in open house meets. Uh, So, ma'am, in terms of, I told you about our commercials and how we engage, correct? For
Yes.
all your students who use the classroom, even students, new students that you get, you pay nothing to use it. It's completely for free, correct? So, only for students that I get for you, and hence we are very confident of getting you new students, and that is why the 80/20, correct? Else there is just no commercial interest for us. So, we are quite confident of our ability to get you new students, correct? Obviously, it's a journey. What we tell tutors is in the first month, we'll try and get you at least 5 6 leads. उसके बाद obviously every child will want that demo session or want to speak to the teacher and then sign up, correct? That's how it normally works. But we try and
Right.
say in the first 4 5 weeks that you're with us, we'll definitely get you 5 leads, correct? Whatever it may be. So that's one aspect, ma'am. The other is do think about it. My request would be do give us a shot at both the sandbox approach when we, if we can pitch to you, and for Abhishek to attend your class as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you'll see with us is a lot of hand holding, a lot of personalization, a lot of help through that journey, correct? To make you success online, correct? So just wanted to leave you with that thought as you think about it.
Sure.
And unlike others, we are not looking for thousands of teachers, which is my biggest pitch to teachers is as you've seen me now twice in 3 days, you've seen Abhishek today, what you'll see from our end is a full team trying to make you a success, correct? Because we know
Mm-hmm.
if we can make you a success, I can tell 5 other teachers that you know what, this works and works really well, correct?
Right.
So here's a teacher that started with us with 15 kids and she's gone to 30, correct? She used these learning interventions. Look at the feedback that she's getting from parents and students. Is the wow factor. So in that sense, you'll see a lot of energy from us. So do give it some thought, man. Fair?
Sure thing. Sure thing. Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Okay. Thank you, Minjal, ma'am. Looking forward.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much, ma'am. Nice meeting
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Same.
Bye.
Bye.